Already made some caramel sauce and it's cool. So all we do is we just pipe it inside the martini glasses.
Now I guess this is where your creativity comes into play. You can kind of get a little crazy and do zigzags or whatever you feel like, right?
Whichever you'd like, yeah. So then we're going to take our martini shaker. And this recipe is really easy. It's equal parts and it's 4 ingredients.
Okay.
Okay. So we're going to use apple vodka, vanilla vodka, butterscotch snaps or butterscotch ripple snaps, whichever is available.
Yep.
And we're going to use sour apple mix.
Now, one thing that I know is there's always questions about alcohols and spirits as to whether they're safe. And one thing that, in a little bit of research and talking to some people, my understanding is that the distilled spirits are all considered gluten-free because of the distillation process. So our vodka that we're using here today is definitely gluten-free. And one thing you need to also verify when you're working with flavored alcohols is that the source of the flavoring is also gluten-free. So you may want to check with the manufacturer in those cases.
Yes. Always double check if you're not 100% sure.
This caramel sauce smells excellent.
Should be close to a boil there.
Just coming to a simmer now. It's going to start to boil right away.
And that's the nice thing about it. You can do it in advance, store it in the fridge, and you don't have to waste your time with it when you're in the middle of a big meal.
Now, is there alternatives if you don't want to have, this is all alcohol, except for the sour mix, right?
Right. If you wanted to cut it, you could add apple juice to it.
Okay.
And just cut down. For one, we usually use about a half ounce of each item, so it's a 2-ounce martini.
Okay.
Okay. Give it a
so as long as you're careful and you have 1 martini an hour, you're okay. If they're devilishly good, then you might get in trouble.
You might get in trouble then.
Well, that looks pretty tasty. Now that we made those, I don't imagine that we're just going to let them sit there.
No, we're definitely going to have a drink.
All right, well, let's have a toast. Cheers.
Cheers. Always take time to have a drink.
Absolutely. Wow. Now that is very refreshing. Even with the amount of alcohol that's in there, that's an easy drinking martini.
It's definitely a sipping drink.
Okay. So now we've got our caramel martini done.
Yeah, and our caramel sauce is done.
Our cranberries have simmered. Next step is?
We're going to add the gelatin to it. Okay. So we have a 1/4 cup of water, and we're going to put in a package of gelatin, and we're just going to mix it.
Okay.
We want to make sure that it's evenly dissolved. We don't want any chunks.
Gelatin you can get at your regular grocery store.
Yeah, and again, just read the ingredients, and if you're not sure, always contact the manufacturer.
Right.
Okay. And there will be some gelatin that'll move up this side of the bowl while you're mixing. Don't worry about scraping that into the cranberry sauce because there's nothing worse than biting into a chunk of gelatin.
Right.
Okay. Now, the reason why we're adding this in, and there's about 5 minutes left of the simmering, so that it'll disperse throughout the cranberry sauce.
Yep.
And it's not going to set up into a chunk. Okay.
Good. Now, with cranberry sauce, you can also make this the day in advance, could you not?
Yes. If you don't want to use gelatin, make it the day ahead. Okay. And put it in the fridge. You can also use gelatin the day ahead too if you like it a little more firmer.
Okay.
Okay. So we've mixed that. So we're just going to pour that in to the cranberry sauce, and we're going to stir while we're pouring it. We just want to make sure that it's evenly dispersed in there. Okay. And at this point, we're going to add the vodka. Now you add 2 to 3 tablespoons. You don't want to add much more than that because it won't set up. It'll actually work against the gelatin. And we're going to use a citrus flavored vodka today.
So we got a little orange zest, we've got some apples, we got the cranberry tartness, and a little lemon
lime vodka.
I think that's going to be a very nice combination.
So we're going to let this simmer for the last 5 minutes, and what we're going to do then is we're going to put it in a bowl and we're going to put it in the fridge so it can set up.
Yep.
Okay, and I actually made some ahead of time so I can show you what the finished product will look like. So if you want to finish mixing this,
Absolutely.
I will grab it out of the fridge.
Okay. Now, do I need to keep stirring this for the last 5 minutes, or?
No, just once in a while, just to make sure that it's dispersed.
You can feel it already in the, it's already starting to begin to thicken and set up nicely. And all the cranberries, see, I like to just mash them up a little bit while they're they look nice. That's good.
Okay.
Well, that looks great.
So this is a cranberry sauce that we made earlier.
Very good.
So very nice consistency, and as you can see, the cranberries have broken down quite a bit.
But you still got lots of texture.
Lots of texture.
Good.
Okay.
All right, so after we finish the cranberry sauce, everything, next step will be to get our vegetables and everything ready to go.
Yeah, I think what we'll do is we'll do a turnip casserole.
That's very nice. Sounds awesome.
We're working on our turnip and apple casserole, and this is from the Best of Bridge, and it's the Enjoy edition. So what we've done, if we've modified a basic recipe that you would have in your cupboard, maybe one of your favorite books, and we've made it gluten-free.
Very good.
Okay? So first thing, what we needed to do is we needed to peel, dice, and cook our turnip.
Okay.
Okay? So I'm going to get you to show how easy it is to peel a turnip.
So what we've done is we've just cut a turnip in half, good sized turnip, small, kind of the large baseball size. And then nice way to do it is cut it in half so you put the flat side down, and then you can just work yourself around, just removing the thick part. And you can see the outside that you got to remove all the way around. Sometimes you get a little extra, sometimes you're a little light, so you can always just touch it up as you go on. And then we got to get this top off here, so you got to watch out for that. I probably should have done that first when it was nice and flat, but there we go. So now we've taken all the outer edge off. Just going to get rid of those. And then one thing that I do is I take them and I cut them into, the cubes are going to be about a 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch, so cut them into 1/2 inch slices. Go all the way down, all the way around. And then this makes it easy because then you can take your slices like so, and you can go 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, and just cube them. Then you get nice cubes, nice even consistency. Consistency is important when you're boiling